Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunn again. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Griffin Starburst Pendant. This is the 13-15-90. Let's get into details about it. Let's talk about the height of the fixture body itself. That's going to be independent of this rod, and it's also going to be the distance from, you want to call these spikes or lines or twigs, anywhere from the bottom most one to the top of the highest one, and that's going to be 33.5. The width on this is 39.2, the depth is 38.8, so it's essentially an oval, but you can't really tell that. It's just, it's almost round, but almost about 40 inches round. 39.2, 38.8, there you go. Let's get into a little bit more information about this. Let's talk about the overall heights that Hubbardton Forge offers for this, and that's going to be, overall height means from the ceiling to the bottom of that fixture, and you're going to see a chart way down there in the corner. It's going to show you all the offered heights as standard product. It's also going to show you the combinations of these rods that you're going to use to get to those heights. You're going to be getting three pieces of the 12, one piece of the 6, one piece of the 3, and that's going to start you out. This ships with 86 inches of wire. The overall heights, you're going to notice there's a range. It's going to start off at 36.3 and it's going to end up at 81.3, and that's standard product again. So that means bottom of fixture to ceiling, the longest you can make this is 81.3. If you need to go beyond that, let's say you need this coming off a 22-foot ceiling or something like that, and you need this to be like 140 inches overall height or 86 or something, actually anywhere above the 81, send me an email. So you're looking at the 13-15-90. You need it to be coming off either a flat ceiling or a slope ceiling, and you need it to be X, and your X is going to be that number you're going to tell me. I'm going to take your email, send it through Hubbardton Forge's Customs Department. It'll come back so we can accommodate you. Adds a little time, a little money, but it's something we do every day. It's not a big deal. This is going to be shipping on a pallet. It's a large fixture. It is a non-returnable because of that fact. So it's something to keep in mind. You want to get all of your ducks in a row on this. It's going to be using two different types of glass that are going to be offered, and it's the thumbprint glass that looks like somebody kind of pushed their fingers into it during the process of making it. It's made here in Vermont, up in Burlington, Vermont, by AO Glassworks. It's pretty cool. You're going to have two options. You're going to have, as far as color goes, one's going to be called clear, just like it sounds. That's going to be a clear piece of glass. The other one is going to be cool gray, which is also clear, but it has that nice cool gray figure to it. Now let's talk about sockets, and that's going to be pretty important, everybody, because some people want to do LEDs and some people want to do halogens. But on this fixture, you're going to be seeing. Hold on one second. What's holding the glass to the actual fixture is this little cylinder, and it has threading inside it. So your socket's going to be kind of popping out the end of this. Well, actually the socket's going to be inside, but your bulb is going to be kind of popping out the end a little bit, and that's going to make a big difference. So you see how that looks like that? That's a frosted halogen bulb that's coming out of this, and aesthetically I think this is probably going to be your best bet on this. You could go up to, well, you've got 6 of these sockets, and these sockets, let's talk about those for a second. The sockets on these are G9 sockets. G9 sockets take G9 bulbs. So this is that halogen I talked about. It has little tiny loops on the end of it, and they just press right in. You have to remember, when you're working with halogen bulbs, you never touch the bulb with your bare hands. Oils on your hands diminish the life of the bulb. These bulbs do not like people to touch them, basically. So you use a little tissue and just kind of push it in. It goes in like that. No big deal. That said, let's jump back over. So you got up to 25 watts in each of these, and you've got 6 of these sockets going around in this fixture. If you want to do LEDs, you can play with LEDs on this. There's no problem of not doing that. It comes down to the aesthetics of, do I want an LED to be popping out of this thing? So you'd find an LED that maybe has a milky covering like this guy does, and I got this on Amazon. So this was easy to get. There are other LEDs out there that you could also play around with, like this phosphorus one that has these long strips in it of phosphorus. That might be kind of cool. What I don't think you're going to want to do is like a big whopping 75 watt equivalent that has it's called a cob. It looks like a corn cob. Has lots of things coming out, but I wouldn't want this popping out of that. I don't think that would be very good. But this is a fixture that you probably want to play around with the halogens, and make sure you do a frosted one to begin with. It's a dimmable fixture. If you're going to be doing LEDs, it's really important that you tell your installer you're doing LEDs after you find one that you like, so they put the correct dimmer on the wall. If you're going to be doing old school halogens, Like I said, you're rated for 25 watts in each of these 6 sockets, and then just tell your installer, same deal, you're going to be using the old school incandescent type of bulb, so they put that dimmer on the wall. There's 2 different types of dimmers. Good thing that you should know that. Let's get into finishes now. If you're on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over on this side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a tab. It's going to say Finishes Help Guide. Click on that for me. There's going to be a video on there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be talking about a chart a little farther down on the page. You'll see it next to me here. It's going to kind of go over the differences between heavy forging and non-heavy forging, and it'll be talked about in that video. So it's really important that you kind of watch the video, use the chart. You can click on that chart on different things. So you can click on dark smoke and a big page will pop up and show you lots of different things in dark smoke. Click on burnished steel or natural iron, it'll do the same thing. But it's really important that you understand how Hubbardton Forge's finishes are kind of divided into translucent and opaque and how they can look on different fixtures. Our showroom in Vermont has we're up to 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's on Display page. It's way up there in those red tabs again, so click on that and you can see what we have to show you. That changes all the time because we're always adding things as they come out. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. We have an amazing clearance center here too. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you were coming to visit us, bring a good-sized vehicle, something like a big SUV or maybe a small truck or something like that, because you might find something in the clearance center that you want to take home, and it's a lot of fun to go through. 75% off MSRP is an amazing bargain, so you should really take advantage of it if you can. Like I said, we're open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call us at 802-446-2400 during business hours. You can email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. We love to answer emails. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else even comes close to that. Some larger items are non-returnable. We'll always tell you about that. It'll be in the description thing, that part of the description underneath on the very bottom. So keep an eye out for that. We also offer a rush program. Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. They don't stock anything. That's how you're going to get all your finishes, your adjustable ranges to play with, all those things. We can cut that time in half, and it's super inexpensive. If you want to know more, drop a quick email, and I can walk you through the whole thing, okay? So, if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Love to see you in our showroom sometime, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.